Hello everyone and welcome to Kim's Cozy Corner. Y'all, we are in late October. It's 50 degrees outside right now, and the garden is coming to the end of its life for some things. Since we are toward the end of October and we've had multiple days of frost at this point in time, I am going to start the process of putting my garden to bed. Now, I'm not going to do everything on this video because it's 50 degrees, y'all. It's noon and it's 50 degrees outside, so it's on the chilly side. So we're going to do a little bit and call it good and maybe come back later and do a little bit more. But on this video, y'all, we're going to harvest the last of our potatoes. Not sweet potatoes, but white potatoes. I put in a second round of potatoes. If I can find the date, I'll put it up here. Some of them have died completely back. There's nothing left. And some of them, y'all, are just getting started. Like this plant is just now starting to bloom. So it came up super late. And it's probably coming up from the first round of potatoes. And I probably missed some. And that's why they're coming up so late. But we're going to harvest any and all potatoes out of here that we can get today. And then I have one other area where I had some volunteer potatoes. But that's all we're doing today, y'all, is to finish our potato harvest for the year. Not expecting much, but one potato is one more than I started with today. So let's get you set up so you can see this harvest. Y'all, you see me over here checking for things that's going to crawl out and get me. I don't think I see anything. All right, so all the potatoes are in this one little space here except for two plants that came up over there, and I don't know why they came up over there. But we are going to move this right here so we can get to these potatoes a lot easier. They came up so poorly, y'all, I didn't even need anything to kind of hold them up. So let's see if we got anything at all. I'm not expecting much, but let's see what we got. Huh, interesting. So these are potatoes. There are potatoes way over here. I must have did that because they're not growing. So on another video very soon, y'all, we will completely put the garden to bed. And we will start getting everything out and covering it up with mulch and that kind of stuff for the season. I really should do this area last because I think this is the only place I'm going to have potatoes, but this is where I am, so this is where we're going first. So I have some red potatoes coming up. And again, this died back a long time ago, a very long time ago. And the animals have been digging it up, to be honest with you. I've had to cover quite a few of them back up. Like this one is all green, but I can use this green potato. I don't want to eat it. A green potato can make you sick, but you can use green potatoes as seed potatoes to grow more. And so that's what we will do with those. But there are quite a few red potatoes. Okay. All right. And we had some heavy frost, y'all. Some really, really heavy frost. Okay. I was worried about getting anything. And y'all, this soil is cold. Oh, it's so cold over here. It's not like the potatoes are going to grow much more out here with the weather just being this cold out here. I am in Southwest Ohio for my new viewers. I'm in zone 6B. We had our first frost early October, I believe it was. First frost came in, but it was just one frost, so it wasn't that bad. Let me go ahead and put these into the container, including this green one, because I'll use that green one to grow more. We'll try to grow some indoors too. We had our first frost. It wasn't that bad. I think it was 2 days back to back of frost. And we didn't get any more frost for a while, but it didn't really warm up either. I prefer to grow my potatoes in raised beds. That's my preferred method. I've already harvested over, what was it, 100 pounds already? I've lost track. I'll have to look it up and give you the real number. I just didn't have that many seed potatoes when it came time for the second round. So I had to use what I had, which wasn't many. So it looks like the red potatoes are the only ones that made it. I had different types of seed potatoes, not just the red ones. But red is what seemed to have taken off and gave me some more potatoes. And I don't have many red potatoes right now. I hope you guys can see just how loose my soil is. This is all Happy Frog. That's all I use. As far as what type of nutrition I put in the soil, I use bone meal, fish meal if I can get it, and blood meal, in addition to a general all-purpose granular fertilizer. So that's what I use. And I do a good job of that at the first of the year. When we get to the back half of the year, y'all, I will use whatever I have. But that primary harvest, that main harvest, I make sure that I have all of those types of amendments. All right, let's go to the other side and work over there. As I was saying earlier, I'm not expecting much, but y'all, we got something, right? We got something in there. I'll take each and every one of those red potatoes. And look, they were trying to grow, y'all. There's a ton of little potatoes on here, but the season is over for me. I believe that was the seed potato. Yeah, that was the seed potato. The little baby ones on there, but the season said, I'm done. There's some more little baby ones. And these little baby ones that I'm leaving in the ground, y'all, they'll come up next year. They'll give me some volunteer potatoes because this will be a potato bed again. Y'all, we grew potatoes in a box this year to just show that you don't have to have all of this. I think I got like 5 pounds of potatoes in that box too, y'all. I mean, that's not a small amount. That was a nice harvest of potatoes. And y'all, I put potatoes all in this area here. I'm gonna be honest with you. They never came up. I don't know why they never took hold. Maybe the eyes weren't on them well enough. I don't know. But we're going to make sure we don't miss any. Well, we're going to do our best to make sure we don't miss any. They may have just rotted in the space. Who knows? They didn't want to come to the party. That's what I like to call it. Now that's off of a potato. But where is that potato? It's got to be deep. There's the skin of a potato. Okay. I don't think it made it. Maybe it'll make it next year. Because there are some potato vines or potato roots down there. But I don't see the potatoes that go with them. See? Potato roots. But no potatoes. Yeah, we got something. I'm not going to be mad. I got a few more. So just one more over here. Let's push this out the way. This was that seed potato. Just put it over there for now. And then here's one that was trying to come up really late to the party. You see, y'all, they're just late. They wanted to grow, but they just wasn't ready to grow yet. And now it's too late to grow. So I probably don't have any over here either. I don't remember planting them over here either, just to be honest with you. But I must have, because that's a big potato there. Yeah, we're done in this bed. No, we're not. Huh. There's one. I must have missed that, y'all. Because that's not a seed potato. That's not a seed potato. And y'all, I may have had more potatoes, but something kept digging the potatoes up. I had to keep covering them back up. So They may have taken a potato or two along the way from me. But here's what we got today from this space. But now we're going to go over to that one other area. I'm going to take this in. I might replant that. We're going to go to that one other area and get those volunteer potatoes as well. Come on, let's go, y'all. Let's go. I have a stray dog in my yard, y'all. I'm going to make sure y'all see it if it comes and gets me. Don't know anything about this dog, but it's in my yard. Okay, y'all, in this space right here, I had volunteer fingerling potatoes come up. I harvested those potatoes, and y'all, they resprouted again. I'll probably have fingerling potatoes coming up in this bed forever. Now, we're going to pull out and get whatever we get. They're still nice and green and healthy, so they really weren't done. But they've done all they're going to get to do this year anyway. Next year, I'm sure they're going to give me some more. We're actually in the space that I call my orchard. So you see, potatoes wasn't supposed to even be coming up over here, y'all. And I think it's just a couple plants. It's not many. They were above the ground a couple of weeks ago when I was out here. And so I pushed them back below the ground along with the peanuts. And we'll see what we get, if any. Here's one right there. Oh yeah, and we've had some rain lately too, y'all. So the soil is quite wet. I grew over here, in addition to volunteer potatoes, I grew melons over here. For the first time ever, y'all, I grew, see, this is one was above the ground right here. There's another one that was above the ground. But for the first time ever, y'all, I grew honeydew melons. And I mean, one of them was huge, y'all. I mean, it was huge. And then lots of different types of cantaloupe. So this was a good season. And this is the first time I've had this bed in place. So I'm just hoping this is a good location and we can continue to grow more fruit in the garden. I got fruit trees over here too. And they're almost getting mature enough to give me a little bit of fruit. If the squirrels, the raccoons, the chipmunks, the deer, the skunk, the rabbits, the coyotes, right? If all of that wildlife will allow me to have some, oh, and my neighbors, the ones that are on 2 feet, will allow me to have some and don't take them all from me. Now, I probably will not grow any fingerlings on purpose. They have an excellent taste, excellent taste. But I prefer a bigger potato that I can and put away for the winter without a whole bunch of getting the skins off and all that kind of stuff. So I love the taste. I had some huge fingerlings this year, even though I wasn't trying to grow any. So it's still a win. It's still a win. All right, y'all, that's it. Like I said, I wasn't expecting much, but I need this bed completely cleaned out because as I start putting the other beds to bed, I will be putting some of my GreenStalk tiers on here because I take the towers down and I put them single layer on or in a bed. And that's how I kind of protect my strawberries to make sure that they come back next season. So anyway, oh, that's a lot of dirt, y'all. All right, let me pour this back out. This is our teeny little harvest today. I won't count that because that is a seed potato, so I'm not going to count it. I will only count the potatoes we will be eating. I think that's the only seed potato. I think that's it. I thought I had 2 in here. All the rest of these look good. Anyway, this is our potato harvest. This small little patch right here is the harvest. That's a seed potato. There it is. Seed potatoes, won't count it. I will get the weights of this teeny little harvest and I'll put it right here for you. And so we will call these October potatoes, y'all. I shouldn't have any potatoes in October because by now they would have been out of the ground a long time ago. But we will take it and we will add it to the overall harvest that we have. Some of them don't look too hot either. My goal is to grow more potatoes in that first round versus depending on the second round. I always do better on the first round anyway. And so we'll do more on the first round to get the majority of our harvest for the season. And yes, like what do you do with the potatoes now that you've grown them all and they're going to start coming up on you? And you're absolutely right. When that happens, I can them. So the potatoes will still be good for over a year or two. So I'm not losing anything, but I do like fresh potatoes. So it's all about variety and what to do with them when they start coming up. But we are done with potatoes for the year, y'all. Here is the total weight of the potato harvest this year. And I do believe it's smaller than the potato harvest last year, but it's definitely a much better harvest with the size of the potatoes and just they were really good. So I had larger potatoes and I would take this year's harvest any day over last year's harvest just because of the quality of potato I got this year. So that's it for potato season this year. We'll do more potatoes maybe indoors here in a little while if I got time. But if not, we'll be back next year for potato season. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider subscribing to Kim's Cozy Corner, giving me a thumbs up, and sharing the video with everybody and anybody you may know. I know this one's small, but check out some of my other potato videos. So until next time, and I hope there will be a next time that you choose to hang out with me at Kim's Cozy Corner. Bye, everybody.